Recently, our client John met his banker to discuss plans for a clean energy building. What he found was a shared passion for building something more, momentum for change. First Horizon Bank. Let's find a way. Go to firsthorizon.com/John.
Hola, bon dia from Portugal. Munson here with day 7 of the Vitality in Action plan and the meditation part thereof, the piece that I am contributing towards the whole plan. Great to be back here this morning, and yes, this is the first morning I've really noticed the darker mornings because of the clocks going forward. Beautiful to get out and hear the bird song, the birds coming to life. They don't know that the clocks have gone back, do they? Just a funny trick that we play with ourselves, and we can use these tricks, moving clocks forward, getting out of bed an hour earlier, all sorts of things like that to really powerfully change our perception of life. And here's something for you, just sitting in this chair and focusing on your senses and your breathing can also profoundly impact your life. You have been warned, so let's do it now. Let's get straight into it and fall inside. Now I don't know how confident and comfortable you feel about this process. It depends where you are really in your experience of sitting quiet and sitting still and meditation generally. And I use the term very loosely, as I'm sure you can appreciate if you've been tuning into me for these last few days or ever listened to any of my meditations. Try and keep it simple, because really, we are quite simple in so many ways, aren't we? And the mind tends to complicate things, and that's what we're here to address and work with. The simplicity of being alive and being aware and being vigilant about the complicating nature of the human mind, our own mind. Let's make that personal. Let's not generalize it so that we don't have to be responsible for it. Let's see that left alone and without some discipline or training, the mind, after a lifetime of wittering and whining about things, because in many ways that's its job, can just continue to do that on autopilot, and it begins to run. It can run our lives. So let's take back control. I've heard that phrase before somewhere. Let us become sovereign inside, in our own realm, even if in the outside world it seems increasingly challenging to make your mark, to step into the power in the outside world. We have incredible power within, if but we knew it, and if but we practiced and noticed it. So let's do that right now. Let's fall inside. Useful and advised use of the word fall. Fall can mean a fall from grace, can't it? A fall from power. But this is more of a surrendering to being, to the overwhelming idea of being that persists whether we do anything about it or not. Okay, you're here this morning listening to this, aren't you? You're, for some reason, by the grace of whatever, you were given another opportunity to be alive this morning, which you didn't choose very consciously, let's face it. You went to sleep in good faith and you woke up thankfully, gratefully. I hope that's how you feel about it. Now that we reflect upon that, and here we are, something inside so strong, to coin a phrase, is powering us through life and giving us this opportunity that we can then reflect upon and fall into this majesty, fall into this being. So let's do that. Be in your chair, be on the chair or the bed or sofa, whatever it is you're sat upon, and be careful not to be too relaxed. Don't lollop. Nice straight back, please. Just to help yourself stay awake during this and not nod off, which is tempting, and nothing wrong with that. But this is a conscious process that we're about to embark upon as we fall inside. And feel the weight of your body in the chair. And feel maybe the pressure of the clothes against your skin. And then take a breath. Or breathe out let's not get too mechanical about this. The important thing is to become conscious of the breathing. So a nice breath out can be very refreshing, and it can bring you into the moment as you go, oh my goodness, those shoulders are coming down, the belly's collapsing, the lungs are collapsing and forcing the air out. That's just as good as an intake of breath. It's up to you which you do, but whatever you do, be conscious of it. Be conscious of that breath either coming in or going out of the body. It's up to you. You choose. You choose. The breath is coming in and going out, and you can be more or less conscious of it. It's happening anyway. So please tune into that breath. And be more aware of the breath, the actual reality of the breath coming in and out of the body, than the thoughts about what's going on at the moment, thoughts about this process, thoughts about anything that might be going on at the moment. Come back into your presence, into this presence, by using the awareness of your breath. And let's do that for 30 seconds or so. There you go. What happened? What happened as you focused on the breath? Possibly a couple of things. One is, Monson, we were just about getting into our breathing then. I was just about relaxing. And you piped up again with your incessant chatter. That's, that's not great, is it? But interesting, anyway, that you would be sinking into your breath. And now the time may have come for you not to need me to take you through this. So if that is the case, you can dispense with me. You can kick me into touch. And if you're becoming quite competent at registering with your breathing without the incessant Munson chatter, good for you. Go well. If, on the other hand, you were sat there and you had a couple of decent breaths and exhalations, but then you soon started to think about this and that. Let's go further. Let's see what we can do for you this morning, because you see the power of the and the habit of the mind, and let's acknowledge the courage that you have this morning. That's the theme of the Vitality in Action team. It would seem this morning, quiet courage, showing up in the world, putting the best foot forward. All those themes are there this morning in the group. Of quietly courageously baby stepping into the world. And perhaps instilling quiet, healthy habits that will support you and will get your mind in the right place. Make the mind your servant and your helper and your employee, who wants the best for you. We always know that the mind wants the best for us, but it sometimes has a funny way of showing it. So you might feel that breath coming into the nose, like literally. I talked about kicking into touch. Let the sense of touch kick in now, and register the breath coming in through the nose. You can let your nasal hairs grow long for this. Is helpful. And if you're breathing out, you might feel the breath going over the lips as well. You might want to over-exaggerate that a little bit, just so that you can feel it. You can let a good exhalation out. You can feel it coming out over the lips. We're sensory, aren't we? We have this amazing sense of touch available to us, which tends to get frequency jammed by the work of the mind, by the incoming data of the mind, by the thoughts, by the thinking. And all the time available to us simultaneously in another of our own parallel dimensions is the world of touch, is our world of touch, where you can feel your body on the chair, you can feel the clothes against the skin. You might find some tingling in your hands. Or tingling in the lips now that your conscious awareness is there through the breathing. Or your nose. I don't know, only you know that for yourself. I'm pointing you towards it. What have you got? Might be a sort of feeling of numbness in the feet. I get a blocky kind of awareness of the vibes, the energy in my feet. Let's do a quick scan, shall we? Ankles. Something going on there in the ankles. And the knees. A little bit of wear and tear in the knees. Thank you, knees, for all that you do. And there might be a bit of residual ache or pain or something there. Nothing to worry about at the moment. It just is what it is. If it's not excruciating or agony. But your knees serve you well, don't they? And here we are giving them a bit of a rest. And they might be talking back a little bit. And the thighs as well. Thighs placed against the seat. You feel that. And the belly. My goodness, what goes on in there? The butterflies, the anxiety, the ball of confusion. No, the ball of past that might reside there in the belly. No need to analyze it at the moment. Just be aware of it. Shoulders. Maybe they're up by your ears. Maybe you can let your shoulders relax a little bit. And your elbows and your hands, everything is alive, isn't it? In your body with that sense of touch. And you bringing your conscious awareness to those sensations in this moment, right now. And that's what we're going to continue to do for the next, let's go for 5 minutes this morning, okay? Of coming back, bringing your attention back to your insides, the vibes, the energies, the feelings, the sensations inside your body. Not the thoughts about them, and when that occurs, just come back to the actual raw data of your senses, bringing your bodily being, your bodily existence expressed as energy in your body, that is being brought to your conscious awareness right now. And that's the loop or the practice that we're going to indulge ourselves in as we fall inside now for 5 minutes. I'll see you in 5. Go for it. I think that's pretty much 5 minutes. Honestly, I don't know where that goes. Spring forward. I think as time speeded up as well, sped up. How was that for you? I can't possibly know. I'm just giving you some serving suggestions for being aware, and I don't know how that goes for you. So it'd be great to hear from you in the comments and the chat. For me, I'm thinking the mind throws stuff up, and I can catch it or I can drop it, and that's the process that goes on. And as well as that, there are moments when I was pondering this idea of falling inside and actually experiencing falling into myself. But then the irony or paradox or poetry, whatever you would call it, of this idea of it being inside ourselves and that awareness as it grows. And then there isn't an inside or an outside, there is just being. And that journey of pulling back from the outside, which is more of a mental concept, isn't it? Actually being inside ourselves, because that's where we can register it in the breath and the senses. And then in that space, in that peace, expanding, which then blurs the line between the inside and the outside. And the skin, if you like, the edge of our body, which Mrs. M is talking about. Her hypnotic self-healing script is all about the skin that we live in. Along with all the work of my wonderful colleagues. Again, please don't rush to be back in the world. We're inside and then come back outside. See if you can blur that line. See if you can take any piece of being, of stillness, of joy into your day with you. Expand, embrace, rather than be inside or outside, if that's at all possible, if that makes any sense. And thank you for giving me the opportunity, really, I know that some people are actually listening to these, and it gives me great encouragement and inspiration to have that go on, that dynamic of serving, of giving something in some way into a community, into the network of other minds and hearts, and that's what we're doing more generally in our Vitality in Action. It's a beautiful thing, so thank you very much. And if you're a creator, which I'm sure you are of some kind, then please consider joining us for the next time we do this, and share your gift with the world, and share your peace and your joy and your vitality and your inspiration with the world as well. Do get in touch. Keep in touch. Lovely to hear your feedback, and I wish you well, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Go well.
Wells Fargo presents one of the surest ways to grow your money. A Wells Fargo CD account, where you can earn a 5.00% annual percentage yield on an 11-month term with a minimum opening deposit of $5,000. Visit a Wells Fargo branch or wellsfargo.com/CD rates to open a CD account and start growing your savings with us.
Wells Fargo Bank, N.A., member FDIC.
Hello, saver. Whether you're saving for that trip to the tropics or saving for an emergency, now is the time to take advantage of Wells Fargo's savings options. Wells Fargo offers savings accounts that can help you save towards your goals. So, what are you saving for? Visit a Wells Fargo branch or wellsfargo.com/save to open a savings account today.
Wells Fargo Bank, N.A., member FDIC.